Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I'm going to show y'all how to make your very own basic dragon wings. I want to give a huge shout out to my biggest inspirations on these wings, and that's, I'm so sorry I'm going to butcher y'all's names, but Fairy Wing Tutorials. There will be links down in the video description by Holowanada, my friend Taylor. And Aubrey Bach, who does fantastic wire work and makes just the coolest fairy wings also. So be sure to check those guys out. Links to their videos will be down below. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make cellophane dragon wings. Now, here you can see I have already drawn out a pretty detailed blueprint. I wanted to have a solid plan of which wires were going to be going where and how they were going to be attaching, because I knew that once I was in the throes of it, stuff with lots and lots of opportunities for things to go sideways. I am using a 12 gauge dead soft aluminum. Links for all the tools and materials used here are down in the video description below. And if I had used a heavier gauge, like I would probably recommend a 9 gauge. But since it's a thinner gauge and such a soft wire, I've gone ahead and used a hammer and steel block. You could use the floor and a regular hammer. I mean, just whatever you end up having on hand. But this is serving to flatten the wire a little bit, as well as work harden it, which helps it hold its shape a little bit more. I experienced a little bit of distortion with doing that hammering, but it works out all right. And I've gone through and I'm just following each spine of the wing and just shaping with my hands to get the wire to lay how I like. And I wanted to have a continuous wire across the back paddle because I knew that any pokey bits would probably find my flesh. So I figured just plan around it. Just coming around and then snipping with just some wire snips. And again, just work hardening every single one. Now that we have the three main finger bones, I guess, of the batwing style dragon wing, I'm going to go through and do the bottom edge wire. Again, if you were using a 9 gauge wire, I don't know if this would be necessary, but with the softer and lighter duty 12 gauge, I figured it'd be better safe than sorry. And so I just model out one side, flip it, and then model out the other side, just giving it a bend. And I have the unfair advantage of about a decade of wire wrapping under my belt, so I'm pretty comfortable manipulating wire, but you will, with practice, you'll get better at it, so just keep at it. This wire is pretty forgiving. Now we're going through, once we have all of our pieces, just using some packaging tape to splice. I was going to try to do them all at once, and then I was like, oh boy, this is not gonna go well. So I just picked the top two wires. I'd kind of planned them out that the longest top edge of the wing wire would be first, and then splicing it into the next one. Joining them first by the back paddle. And you'll see later what I mean by that, because this is intended to go down like the back of a corset or a shapewear or a harness, or there's a lot of different attachment points that you could choose to do this with, but I needed something that would keep the wings from just like swiveling around crazy everywhere. And I'm just wrapping the wires as snug as I can to each other with the tape, following along that top edge. Now here I'm splicing in the third little spine. You can kind of see how they line up with the dragon wing. And just go slow and steady, work in small increments. Now comes in a little bit more wire wrapping. I'm going to use tape to join it by the back paddle, but now I'm going to come in and I'm going to measure to make sure that, trying to keep the wings as symmetrical as possible. I came out with 40 centimeters, so then I'm going to measure the other side to make sure that they're, if they're the same length here, then, just moving forward, it's the whole measure twice, cut once, or cut 5 times kind of thing. And using some round nose pliers, I just made a little bit of a hook like on a candy cane. And I want to line it up with the center of our bend, and then you could use flat nose. Here I've got my bent nose, but I'm just going to smoosh this little hook down. And this allowed me to make a secure connection point without it being gunked up with a bunch of tape, because this wire is so soft I was actually able to get it to like bite into itself a little bit. But I didn't want to have to use a bunch of tape, and I didn't want to have to use any more wire than I had to, because I need the weight on these wings to be as absolutely light as possible. We're going to go through and I'm measuring each of the spines, or fingers, I'm not really sure what to call them, the ridges I guess, and just smushing it down and doing that same thing on the other side again. Checking every time just to make sure that it's still lining up with our template. Now we're doing the outer edge, measuring that, measured the other side to match. And now what I should have measured also was the little underside curvy part, but I wasn't as worried about that. And then I've made a loop on the bottom edge wire, that kind of support wire, and you want it to be big enough that you can fit your 12 gauge wire through it, as shown here. And then I just thread that edge wire through the bottom, make a little hook. I have more success with making a bigger hook. This one I kind of had to wrestle with it a bit. But again, just keep at it, you'll do great. And honestly, this wire was like 10 bucks for a 50-foot spool, so if you need to practice a bit, practice a bit. Yeah, just smoosh. Got that on there. Cool. And then smash it on down onto the table to get it to be nice and flat. And then I've moved over to, I set up a 6-foot like picnic table. And I'm using an old clock because I love that the round side of it is perfect for shaping things against. And so I'm using that as a template to just shape the bottom edge of all of my wings around. Just come in and that way, again, it adds another element of symmetry. And now the next step is I wanted to go ahead and I'm using 5mm foam to make the support paddle. And you can see the 4 wires of the wings. I didn't have them be all the same length in the paddle. That way I figured if they were a little bit wider and staggered out in their placement, then it would be a little bit more supportive, and again, less chance of the wings, like, I don't know, just wiggling around weird on me. I wanted them to be as absolutely stable as possible. So I cut out 2 shapes of the 5mm foam from TNT Cosplay, but you could also use like Silly Winks or what have you. And then just some hot glue and smoosh that stuff, make a wing sandwich. And I am putting the full force of my weight behind smushing it together before I remembered that it's the future and we have clamps and I don't have to just hit things with a big rock to get it to work. So I'm going through and being the smarter monkey and using some tools, a bit of slobber to smush that hot glue down. Again, it's easier to tidy up your edges as you go than it is to have to go through and do a bunch of cleanup work. And these are clamps, but I've also used binder clips, are very effective at clamping foam together. And then also just some clothespins, like anything you have on hand. And honestly, as long as the books are protected so that they don't get hot glue on them, you could just stack heavy books on either side of the foam pad also. Now the next step, this was actually the second wing that I had done. I had learned a lot. So my butcher paper is the brown paper that I'm working on, is already a little tacky with adhesive. The adhesive is dried enough that it's not going to glue my paper to it, but it definitely helps hold it down. Laying the wing down using the spray adhesive. And I got that, gosh, in like the scrapbooking section of like Walmart or Target or somewhere. And then this is actually a UV reactive pigment from Art and Glow. There'll be a link down below where I get all of my glow in the dark and UV reactive pigments from. And I'm just brushing that onto the cellophane. This is, I think, a 3mm cellophane, but don't quote me on it. And then I didn't have enough left on the roll, but that strategy of laying the roll on the table and then rolling it out was much more effective at keeping the wrinkles out than pulling off a sheet and trying to lay it all down. I It is okay, I think, to do a tear in the plastic whenever there's adhesive there to remove some of the air bubbles, but I try to avoid it. On this wing, I did try to do 3 layers of cellophane, and honestly, I think I could have gotten away with just 2 to use less materials. But also, and we'll see here, I've gone ahead and sprayed another layer of adhesive, and I'm applying the wing, and then we're going to do that more adhesive. Adhesive is a good thing. You really want it, because otherwise whenever you go through with the heat gun, it's not going to want to stick. So yeah, just I love it, the way it came out so smooth. And honestly, on these bat wings, I don't even know if I needed to use the heat gun to do like the heat shrink thing on it, because I just don't know. More experimentation is definitely required, but you can always go back through and do the heat gun, or honestly, I'd recommend a hair dryer. The heat gun was a little bit of overkill, and I actually burnt through a few spots. I'm just going through, smushing it all down, making sure there's no air bubbles, using my fingernails to, kind of get in there and, keep it snug up against the spine wires. And it's very, very important, let that adhesive dry. I am not a patient person, and I was already a little bit frazzled with this project because my first wing was so just brutalized. So I feel, in the video, I feel like I look like a sim, just kind of like, pacing back and forth, waiting for the adhesive to dry, and I could not wait any longer, so I poked it a bit, and then got to heat gunning. And this is where I really do think, I don't know, I just think I liked it better beforehand. It was less wrinkly. But if I were doing fairy wings, I might have been 100% up for the wrinkles, though. So there is that. And I can't reiterate enough, like, I'm just trying to convey some core techniques here. Feel free to experiment, and try as much as you can. Take what I've learned and, experiment off of that. I've flipped it over, doing more heat gunning, and see, that's where it starts to pucker a bit. And I think it does okay whenever we just have 2 layers of cellophane, but I think the 3 layers kind of prevented them from binding to each other the way that they normally would. But again, I encourage y'all and myself, everybody, experiment. We never know what might work and what might not. And what might not work the first time, but work perfectly the second time. So I'm just going through with my scissors and giving myself about a 1/2 inch seam allowance, or, well, like the hem. And then actually using packaging tape to just tape over any narrow spots or any points where there wasn't good connection. I actually ended up going through and folding over, for lack of a better term, my hem around the edge of the wires. That way we wouldn't have to worry about, I don't know. You could go through and burn the edges, but I was really afraid with the 3 layers of cellophane that it would just be weird. So I was like, I don't want it any more wrinkly than it already is. So let's just go ahead and tape it. But yeah, just going through. A rotary cutter would work very well here, if you have one. I'm just saving all of my scrap too, because I'm not entirely certain yet what I might be able to use it for. Hashtag hoarding. And I did that same process on both wings. And then the flat wings were nice, but I really wanted them to be a little bit more, look like they were catching wind. So I just used a balance ball for Pilates and yoga and stuff to shape the wings around on. Starting with the innermost part of the wing and then working out towards the edge. And just being kind of gentle with it. And I decided to revisit that one some. And yeah, it was at this point I was like, I did not get good connection. Either I didn't use enough adhesive or I didn't heat it well enough. But here you can see a picture of the final product. It's down the back of, like, I just pulled a skirt up as a shirt on the mannequin. But you can see the hem along the edges, how I kind of taped it over. And then that's a view from the other side. So it was pretty cool. Like, I'm really excited for my first wings. Hey guys, so this is how the wings came out. Not bad for a first time, but I just wanted to share where I'm starting with you guys. Definitely expect more videos in the future on wings, because I am addicted. They are actually not that expensive to make. between the wire and the cellophane, but we can get super fancy with it, and I will be having a follow-up video on how I'm going to fancy these guys up, because let's actually grab the camera and come around this way, whoops, so that you can see how the light goes through them. So I'm actually going to be going through and using Polymorph. It's like friendly plastic. It's these little thermoplastic granules to make little spikes off the tips of the wings that I'm going to be painting in fluorescent to match the fluorescent in there. I'm going to be airbrushing in a bit of like maybe a metallic orange or like coppery or something. And I'm actually going to be making a foam sleeve and like kind of overlay to go over this. So there's so many different ways that you can dress up your wings, but for just basic dragon wings, I don't think that's too shabby. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave those down below. I love hearing from you guys, and if you follow along with any of my tutorials and would like to tag me so that I can see your work on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, all the links for all my social media are down below. And oh, pretty kitty. She's done with my crap. But also, if you enjoy my work and would like to support the creation of more free tutorials and different things, please check us out on Patreon. Again, links are in the video description down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm really excited to be trying some different things, and I'm really excited to make some little dragon wings for jewelry and different things. So we'll see how that goes. But happy crafting, guys. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.